Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Welcome to the PO Show, T Radio. Oh my gosh, that is loud. Anyway, she's back. Okay, we're back. We're live. T Radio V, the PO Show. We've been on a little vacation for just a little bit, but some amazing stuff has happened in the meantime, and I'm going to talk about that first. One is PO Show guests, model Jacqueline DePaul. Jake, I'm going to need you like right away for the first cut because this is kind of a big deal. The dude, it's wadded up in his pocket. Okay, so Jacqueline DePaul and Leslie Pedraza, who's been on the PO Show. So Jacqueline is a model, and Leslie is an amazing photographer. Used to be behind the camera, covering Cosmopolitan magazine. So she's no dummy at this. They just got the Dubai magazine cover. So can you show that, Jake, real quick? That's so amazing. And that's Jacqueline, and that is Leslie's amazing photo. Okay, so I know we talked about that during the show of Jacqueline DePaul and Leslie Pedraza, and also Yellow Brick Runway. That is actually what they do. So all of you creatives out there, they create this whole scenario, this whole photo shoot from top to bottom, from location to fashion to hair, makeup, the whole entire thing. And then they sell it. And that's what they did in this instance. So they picked it up, Dubai. This is a major magazine, major cover. So congratulations, ladies. And you're going to be back on, as you know you are. Okay. Also, a big congratulations to Brian Viveros, which I went to his opening. I think that was last weekend at ThinkSpace Gallery. What a huge success that was. That was so amazing. It was a successful opening. All I saw was a bunch of red dots on like every single painting. Almost everything was original. There were a few giclées in the back, but almost everything original. His giclées were like one of one, or they were very small. Support the gallery that supports the artist. So whatever gallery that is, in this case, ThinkSpace does an amazing job. Keep going with that. You guys are amazing. And I'm trying to get Andrew on here at some point, but we'll see if that happens. Okay, so Jake, can you go to just those few photos of Brian Viveros' show? I think there's only 3 photos. I know, straight to clips this time, huh? Got him. Oh, did you already do it? It's been a while. I've been on hiatus. I'm sorry. You just had a vacation. You just had a anniversary, Jake. How many years again?
All right, party people. Yeah, I just had my 5-year wedding anniversary on Friday. So it was Friday the 13th. It was a good one.
You guys are so awesome. And we couldn't come to your Halloween party. How was it? Was it great?
Yeah, it was off the hook. It went till 3 a.m. The cops came 3 times.
That's a good party. That's
a good
always
party.
A good party.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Okay.
You have to force me to shut it down.
Okay, so we're going to move on. So today we're going to be talking about freeing the muse in a lot of aspects, actually, because we have some great people here today to explain that, and people that actually do that have learned how to free theirs and have made a living at it. So it's really great. So we want to talk about how you can not only tap into your creativity, but make it work for you. And I think this is the best time to do that. I think creativity it's right now. This is when we're needed. Maybe a lot of people don't know that yet. Maybe the public doesn't know that yet. Maybe but the innovators, the creators, that's us. And that's what's needed right now in today's society. Because the same thing's not working. I know you've heard this a million times from me, but same thing's not working. We got to reinvent. We got to. Okay, so with me today, I have spiritual and imaginative artist, and I use that just because I thought it was super relative, Adam Stone.
Hello, hello.
Talking
Wonderful
to that
to be
microphone.
here.
Talking to that microphone.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the experience.
It's going to be an experience for sure. Okay, quadruple threat. I use that. Because you are, and you're even more than that. Okay, Abe, you all the listeners remember Abe, I'm sure, from Evanstone and the Translucent Ham Sandwich Band, which was kind of tripping me out because when I was doing all this, did you notice the stone right next to your name?
Oh, wow.
Adam Stone? And I'm like, oh,
that.
you have to talk in that.
I didn't notice that.
Okay, so she's a songwriter, vocalist, instrumentalist, performer, but not just a performer. She's a fire dancer.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
and she's
Didn't
an
know
amazing,
that.
she's an amazing songwriter, amazing singer, amazing flautist. I don't know if I've heard you on the keys, so I can't say that, but I'm sure you are. Actually, I've heard you. I saw your video though, and that's, Okay, and we have Julie Belmont.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And Julie Belmont is a certified holistic creativity coach, author, intuitive. And she's helped me. So anybody needs to tap into their creativity or needs to figure out how to make that work for them in today's environment, you have to look up this girl. Okay, we're going to get into like how does this happen? Okay, who do we start with? Let's see. Start with Adam. Now, Adam, you were born into a family of professional artists.
I was.
So you had basically no choice. You didn't know anything other than.
I didn't. No.
Tell us a little bit about your history as far as that goes.
Well, born and raised here in Los Angeles. I was born into a household where my mother was sculpting and raised 3 children by selling her sculptures, her basically handmade figurines of her children and animals in the street shows in the early 70s here in Los Angeles. And so I was born in a household where we were constantly tripping over castings and clay, and so we were encouraged at a very young age to follow that pursuit that was obviously in all of our bloods. I'm the eldest of 3.
And you started actually working professionally at 17.
I was 17 years old. Yeah, my uncle had a restaurant on the Venice Beach Boardwalk called Fig Tree Cafe.
Cool.
It's been there forever, one of the first all organic restaurants.
Oh, Abe's too young. She's just a little tiny baby, and you weren't here yet. Were you still in Canada?
I came down here in 1980, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was here.
Yeah, so I started selling my work in the back of his patio on the Venice Beach Boardwalk. I was 17 years old. I was selling my paintings for like $30 and $40 or a sandwich or a dime bag or whatever they want to give me. I was willing to make anybody happy. And I did that for a couple of summers. And
you've done that for 20 years now.
in a way, I've done that for 20 years. No, I've done that for almost 34 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You don't look like you could be that old.
Well, thank you.
So I met Adam at the what did they call that area? The Long Beach, is it Avenue?
It's the Long Beach Avenue Lofts.
Long
Yes.
Beach Avenue Lofts. They had
Yeah.
an opening. Van Arno knows him. I was with Van Arno, so he knows Adam. But what an amazing place. How do you like it? You just moved in.
I just moved in a few months ago, and they had an opening like right after I moved in. So yeah, it was about a month of grabbing furniture, making the place look lived in, and hanging my work, and then boom, there's 300 or 400 strangers in my living room like 20 minutes later. But I'm enjoying it. It's an entire. I've never lived downtown. I've lived everywhere all over LA except for downtown Los
Besides
Angeles.
the terrible roads that used to be train tracks, how is the rest of the area?
Well, it's
Because my Mini doesn't like that at all. It's like,
no, yeah.
terrible.
Stay off Alameda, But it's an entirely different landscape. I'm enjoying a lot of it, and some of it is a little bit tedious. Getting to and from places from downtown LA can be a little hairy at times.
Yeah.
The 5 is always jammed up, but there's a lot of creativity happening there. I mean, it's really hard to not be inspired in that part of the city right now.
Don't you think, do you feel like it's a growing area?
Well, just look at the real estate.
No, I mean,
comes. Yeah.
I mean for the arts.
For the arts, I think yes, and I also think no, because it's becoming so expensive to even live there
Yeah,
now.
that's what
It
happened
used
to Laguna.
Yeah, it used to be, hey, this is the community where we can go and be ourselves and paint on walls and bridges and have a beautiful place and be amongst everybody. And now it's becoming almost unaffordable for the average person. And so artists, I don't know how they're going to be able to hang out. I mean, it's just, they're building it out. It's $1 million for 1,300 square foot lofts.
So what do you think about that, Abe, as far as the Arts District in LA, about its...
It's rather fascinating to me, really. I mean,
Yeah.
my neighborhood is right up the road in Echo Park,
Mm.
and the space in between, I think, is really interesting right now. I mean, even where I am, I've felt it change from when I moved in there. Everybody on the block knows me as that white musician chick, and I totally
yeah.
stood out like a sore thumb,
Yeah.
carrying my gear in and out.
Yeah.
Now it's, the sort of hipster crowd from Silver Lake
Exactly.
has made its way down, and that fringe has moved a couple blocks over. And, you can see the real estate changing by the
Yeah.
week in that area. And, I mean, it's really interesting. I love living in a transitional area like that.
Yeah.
'Cause you can,
But
all
where do you
these
think it's
cultures
where do you
overlap.
think it's transitioning? Because I mean, I think part of the draw in bringing people in, it's always going to be the artists or the
Definitely.
creative people, because we're the ones that keep everything exciting and interesting. What is it without that? It's a drab. People aren't going to stay without that. Which
Yeah.
is weird that they push us out in a sense. I don't think they're meaning to do that.
Yeah.
And it's
well,
not them. It's actually not them. It's
it's just
the
people
people
looking
that
to
own
make
the property.
money.
That's-
It all comes down to the dollars, So the arts bring people to the city, and yet the big money is what's ultimately going
Pushes
to be
it
making
out.
those decisions.
Yeah,
So,
and it pushes them out.
yep, to make new interesting neighborhoods and new abandoned warehouses and things. So,
Super
the
weird,
areas like, but Pico Union, that area I think will be an interesting one in a few years. Over Highland Park is really happening, and that one is not super expensive yet, so it'll find its space.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an optimist. I think that the artists are still going to find their space. I think there's going to be a place for them, because hopefully, maybe even through this show, we'll be able to realize, the general population will be able to realize how important this is. The creatives. We make the world go round. We make it interesting, like I said. What do we have if we don't have the arts? I always say that. What do we have? It'd be so drab. I mean, we as artists, of course, we want it, but what about the people that like to watch it or hear it? Everybody does. Everybody likes entertainment, right?
Right.
Artists are the real communicators, and without this type of whatever medium you're expressing through, I don't see how the world can connect.
And that's what I think is our responsibility as creatives. Because back in the day, I mean, I always think of Bob Dylan. I know that's kind of obvious, but somebody that uses their art form to put it out there and affect society, so this is not a time for us to be lazy and sit back. And that's why we have her here too. So, Julie, how do you think we can bring this to the forefront and show everybody how important this is, and get people that do have creative blood in them or inspiration or drive in them to let it go and to actually use it in a good way for this movement, the creative movement?
I feel that creativity and art in all shapes and forms is a way of communication with everybody. It goes through language barriers and racial barriers and
Everything.
any barriers. It just goes right through.
Exactly.
And when you have the type of idea of people saying the starving artist, as we can see, we have to transition through that. And that's what I try to do, is to help people go, don't have to be a starving artist. You can learn to market yourself and tap into your creativity and be able to go ahead and really grow and become a part of the community. And I see that in the area of Santa Ana. We were talking about different regions. The area of the art group there and the streets and like Broadway and all those are just the hub. And some of the apartments, are expensive, but that's just kind of gets you to the next level as you want to put your art there, which creates an emotion. And that's what we have to tap into, the emotion of people, and translate that into financial wealth, so we can do our art and communicate with the world.
Communicate with the world and make it useful and be able to pay our rent.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're gonna. This isn't really an official break, Jake, because we're just gonna show that video, so it's not an in and out. But we're gonna show some Adam Stone pieces. So
Oh,
enjoy
wow.
it.
This is a nice surprise. I'm not even going to look. I have no idea what you got up there.
You got to see everything.
Wow, that was pretty interesting. I think I just saw the last 30 years of my life flash
That's what I
before
try.
me.
That's what I try to do.
No,
I,
actually, I did everything in the last 2 months that you saw, believe it or not.
I don't know.
That
about
was
that.
wonderful.
That could be.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to quote you.
Oh, no.
I know, don't you hate it? But like I said, I'm not going
Half the time, I don't know what I'm saying anyway, so go for it.
Yeah, well, me neither. And
Yeah.
I have a talk show.
I'm winging it. Yeah, right.
Okay, so Adam says, and I love this because this really resonates with me. When I paint, I feel closest to my true self, my life's purpose. It is in this free-flowing space where my impulses, intuition, trust, and intention work in complete harmony with my ability and deep desire to create. I feel so blessed to be able to communicate through my work and look forward to continued growth and exploration, both as a man and as an artist. And, to me, that's not only is this, if we're expressing something that's going on in, well, I won't say particularly Paris, but if we're expressing something that's going on in the world politically or whatever in whatever sense it is, you can really have a voice and have an opinion and put it out there without really, well, I guess you can offend people, but with art, it's just you have that means of expression. And like Julie said, it is, it's like love, which is kind of corny, but there aren't any language barriers with love or falling in love or, expressing love in whatever country or area you're in at all. I think it's the same with art. There's so much of a through line with art, with music too. You don't have to understand the words they're saying. You can feel the romance or the drama or the just whatever that really gets you without hearing the words or knowing the words. It can be instrumental and it'll get you. It could be an orchestra, and you can I can see the visions in my head. I'm sure most people can, but in an orchestra and where that takes you, that journey it takes you. I mean, I'm a cellist, so I guess that has part of it, but it's you can see it. And so it doesn't matter. There's no words to it, but even if you don't have the vision, if you have the ears, they can create a vision sometimes.
It's
So
about
anyway,
the vibration, I would say, is,
I
the
guess-
vibration kind of gets you to a higher level, and that it's has no barriers.
okay. Since you said that,
Oh.
you're
Oh,
gonna
no.
you're gonna see, you're gonna talk a little bit more about that, Julie, because that's kind of what you do. You free the muse. forevermore.
Yes.
And you, people that have the desire to be an artist or feel that there's something in there, a lot of times there's things that are blocking people, so they can't express that, something that's holding them back, something that's could even be a tragedy in their life. Who knows? Could be anything, right? So tell us exactly what you do for your profession.
Well, I help a lot of people who have like ancient tapes, things that perhaps a teacher said or a family member, or like we've all heard, oh, get a real job, don't be an artist. You know,
I hate that.
You heard about the starving artist, whatever, and that blocks you. I also had teachers in my own life that at one point said, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Don't do art. Just forget it. Just because that particular project that they wanted, they envisioned something. I didn't envision the same thing. So we were not on the same page, and they decided to say, no, I was not a good artist. Well, those sometimes can block us. So what I do as a certified hypnotherapist, at times I have to pull those tools together. As an intuitive, I pull those tools together, whatever it takes. Each client is different. But once you kind of run over those old tapes, CDs, whatever, records, vinyl, whatever you want to put out there, depends how old the person is, then you can clear the road for their creative success. To say, the main thing is to allow themselves, to give themselves permission to do what they want. And then once they open that flood doors, it's like the floodgates, and then they just go forward, and then just keeping the momentum. Because once you're successful, even a little bit of success, that draws more success. And it's just about saying, you are able to do that. Just free the muse, let her fly, and then follow where it leads.
Okay, so Abe, you're a good example of that, but you've done a lot of study too in prep for that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with music and with the business side of it.
Because okay, so you studied modern ear training concepts, alleviating performance anxiety, inclusive awareness.
Yes, this is all stuff. I worked with the Alexander technique a lot in the past, so that definitely influenced that. I'm a certified yoga teacher too, which now has found its place just in when I'm teaching music. I do yoga for musicians workshops, and
well, it's still mind, body, spirit. That's exactly.
You
guys talk on the same language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can relate to that, but did it come naturally, or you really needed those courses, or you just knew that would help you?
I think it's all of it. I mean, I think a lot of my creative path has been sorting out those roadblocks of my own, everything that you pick up as you're developing as a personality, and then you have to like work through it, and to free myself. That's how I build myself a bridge with these words. That's one of my song lines, but my songs say it best, and a lot of times they say things that I haven't really figured out yet.
Which is exactly what I'm talking about too, because putting it out there in a creative form enables, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have those same questions. They're like, okay, gosh, I can totally relate to this. Mm-hmm. There's no answer at the end of the song.
Right. I like that.
And that's what art is like, okay, I can totally relate to this, or, right? Whatever. That's what we're here for, right? Isn't that what we're here for?
Yes, we are.
And I don't know what other, I call us the creative cult or the creative culture. Anybody like that has that that ambitious creative side, like this is the way we work and what's super important to us and how we're trying to make it work and make a difference. I mean, this is what we need. We can't, I always talk about the hamster wheel. Nobody wants to be on it anymore, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere anymore. Not that it wasn't at one time, but what are your views on that, Adam? Being a self-promoted, self-made man your entire life since it's 17, what do you think about that?
Can you repeat that?
Probably not. Maybe with another glass of champagne.
Yeah. I think going back to the career aspect of it all, I think as artists,
I mean, not that I think it's been easy for you. I know it hasn't been easy.
I guess that's all relative. Depends on who you ask. But, as an artist, you've got to find whatever your expression is, whatever your medium is. I think you've got to find a way to connect with what it is you're trying to express and connect with the source of where this is coming from within your spirit. And once you lock in on that, or at least you hone in on that, then you begin the process of cultivating. And that might be writing more music, writing another book, painting constantly to discover, you're chopping wood, to discover what is it that I'm trying to say.
No, but don't you think everybody needs to do that process? If you're an artist or not, or if you consider yourself an artist or not, it's that creativity. It's actually, I told you I wore this for you. This
Right.
is Ganesh, right? Isn't
Right.
it Ganesh? I can't see it. I'm thinking it's Ganesh. It's an
Okay,
elephant, right?
I see one eye. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
it's beautiful.
so, and Ganesha, properly said, is he takes away the obstacles.
Right.
So it's kind of that. And I think in art, at least for me, in writing, I write, I paint, but that's not, I don't do it for a living, but I would rather promote people who do. But that's it's a way to express and evolve, I guess you could say, and learn, because we need to learn about ourselves to help the world. Like, what do I know? What do I think about? What do I believe in? You have to know yourself before you can ever help anybody else. So I think more people that do that, and it's probably, I don't know, in my experience, again, I've done that through the creative aspect in whatever way that is. If it's music, if it's, writing, if it's painting, if it's in whatever you want to do, if it's cooking, if it's, there's some amazing mixologists. I just went to one. Anything like that you're putting yourself into, I think that's a means of growth. What do you think, Abe?
I think so, definitely.
Because you do a lot of creative things.
Yeah, for myself, even, for example, when I learned fire spinning, that was because I needed to step back from music, and so that was something that let me go through that process again and remember what it felt like to learn from the start. So that's oh, nice, got lots of Burning Man pictures and stuff.
Yay.
Yeah, so that to me was something that really let me rediscover my creative side, and then brought it back into, and the way I am, I couldn't help it, and I ended up starting doing it professionally and
Exactly.
working into the music and stuff. But
and you realize that was
it
part of you. That was
Yeah.
part of it. That was part of your thing, and you probably learned a lot from yourself in
Absolutely,
doing
yeah.
that.
So, and I'm always looking for, I'll pick up new instruments and things, and I just love that learning process, and I love sharing it with other people.
And that's your big draw to Evanstone and the Translucent Ham Sandwich Band, because you get to basically do whatever you want.
What
It's
a
fun,
great
yeah.
name. What was that again?
You know what? You anybody who hasn't seen Evanstone and the Translucent Ham Sandwich Band absolutely have to. I was actually really ill. When was that? 2 weeks ago?
November 5th.
2 weeks ago. Wasn't it 2?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Oh, I was so sick I couldn't come, and I was super bummed because I've actually performed in that painting improvisationally, which with the lights out for 3 hours, which I have no idea what I came up with. But improv is a great way, and it's scary, right? It's probably not for you
Well,
anymore,
it definitely
but
can be, yeah. It all
you're
depends on the
putting
situation.
you're putting yourself all out there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's definitely a good challenge.
What you got?
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to do it.
And it's fun to work with Evan, too, because he enjoys, pushing people and pushing the audience. And,
But he does that. He pushes you to do that, to do what you feel.
Right. It motivates people. It motivates the audience to think outside the box, and motivates all the creative people involved to play a little differently than they might on a different night.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with you with more of this discussion. And anybody who wants to call in, feel free to do that. We'll give you the number soon. The art of the shot. The art of the shot, right? Art of the shot. It's the shot.
Make out with the mic.
Do it. You can lick it if you want to. There's been some hot women on it.
First time I actually touched an SLR, as soon as you lock that focus and hit
Yeah.
the trigger, it just snapped, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah.
And this is why I use these shitty cameras, because I could have like a $20
Exactly.
Polga, throw it on my back, and if I drop it in the dirt, it didn't
It's
matter.
okay.
You know,
Ah,
it could
that's
add
interesting.
character to it.
Right.
You have to have a really good connection with your photographer. I mean,
Exactly.
like when you meet them, like it has to be there or it's not gonna be.
but I was pissed scared to shoot people.
Yeah.
It's a really hard thing to do.
Well, and it's illegal to shoot people.
You know, the best thing photographers love hearing is your camera takes great pictures.
Yeah.
And they're like,
You're a total freak
Oh, yeah.
in all ways.
Definitely.
That's why you're on the show.
don't like to do the standard, like, I'm going to look really sexy in this bikini. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do something weird. I want to be covered
Yeah.
in mud
Yeah.
and, like, come
Yeah.
out whatever I want to do.
You were trying to sell me your junk, and I was all over it. I was all over Brian's junk.
I charge by the inch.
It gets really expensive. Brian, where can we
Yes.
find you?
Yeah, probably posted up to a wall in a post office somewhere.
Welcome back to the PO Show, T Radio V Hollywood. Okay, so guesting on the November 30th episode, write this down, of the PO Show is Noah Ng and Jason Mazelis. They just came up with a new album. It's a ragtime album. They're a ragtime duo, or they call it rag honk too. Amazing! You got to check them out. 2 weeks from today, that show, November 30th, will feature them, and they're you can't miss it. It's going to be super great. Not that this one isn't. This is a great show too, but this is a whole different thing. Noah is actually the bartender at the piano bar, and Noah and I have become friends over the last few years from doing the shows at T Radio V, and he is, over the years I've found out, he's an amazing musician. He creates the slides out of bottlenecks. And looking further into Noah's past, he has a documentary made about him. Like I said, he has this band. They just came out with this new ragtime thing, but he has a long time. Do you know Noah Ng by any chance?
I met him with you, actually.
Oh, at the piano bar.
Yep, last
He's
time we
going to
did
be
the
on in
show.
2 weeks, and it's my.
I know. I'm hearing this and saying, "Oh, cool!" Like
It's so crazy. Oh my God, it's so funny. He's got all these music videos. He has, like I said, this documentary. They have this book coming out. It's called what is it called? $1,000 Caddy or something. All these photos of Noah in the desert. Anyway, super funny persona. Great bartender. He's only there Friday and Saturday, so you have to get him while he's there. But anyway, I just want to announce that's coming up. Jake, did you catch that? I do have their one photo. I don't know if that's going to be their album cover, but that's the Noah Ng and Jason Mazelis. Yeah, it's cut 9. Okay, so also, if you plan to be in Hamburg, Germany, between December 5th and December 23rd, stop by Fine Kunstkruger Gallery and check out the 10th edition of the international group show Don't Wake Daddy with participating artist Dan Arno. So check that out if you happen to be in Hamburg. Okay, and one more thing I didn't talk about, Brian Viveris. He has a book that's available called The Dirty Land. It's the art of Brian Viveris. It's the debut collection of his works published by ThinkSpace, 216 pages. A super popular publication, so check that out. Again, that show was wall-to-wall fans, and it was very good, and he's a very, very nice man. I'm hoping to have him on the PO Show shortly. Okay, we're going to continue on. There's one thing I wanted to touch back on with Adam. You had, in 2013, In the Blood group show.
I did.
It was a family show.
It was. It was.
So tell us about what that was like for you.
Wow.
Had to have been emotional, huh?
It was emotional then, and it's
And
even
it still is. Are you
emotional
going to
now.
cry?
Oh, he's gonna cry.
Because if
No.
you cry, we're all going to cry.
We're gone.
But it was a very special event. My mother pretty much taught all of us how to not only get into the realm of our creativity and nurture it, but also how to sell our work and apply the commerce that you need and the administration skills that you need to basically
Right.
succeed. And she passed away 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so her dream was always to be able to have a show with her children and with her husband, my father. And it never really came to fruition while she was alive. And
yeah.
so she was able to take part of this great show, you know, and we had a ton of friends, and it was a packed space at the Whole Nine Gallery in Culver City, a really fun space to work with. And now that I'm thinking back, my father just passed away 4 months ago, and so it has
So
a
that's
new meaning.
relevant again, yeah, relevant
it has a
again.
new meaning.
Okay, and also, you did a wallpaper design that I thought was so cool. Can you go to that clip, Jake? Oh, there it is. So this is kind of an interesting way to do art. I love that. That's so cool.
This is cool, and I wish I had it in my loft, actually.
No, it's so amazing. I
Isn't that-
love it so much.
isn't that-
There are no restraints to creativity. That's what I'm
No.
saying. You know, we can keep recreating.
Well,
you
this
know,
is the
it's just-
challenge that we all face, is number one, being true to our spirit, being true to what we want to say with our work,
Yeah.
and at the same time, figuring out a way or various ways to reach people that will in turn buy the work, not just
Yeah.
appreciate the work,
No, I know.
buy the CD, you know, subscribe to the channel,
Yeah.
listen to the show. This is an entire, you need another 3 shows
No, I
based
know.
on all of the
No, I know.
possibilities that are out there.
It's true.
But I think artists in these days have to be like water. You gotta flow. You gotta be able to see
Exactly.
things in 20 different directions, because
Water as in a tsunami, though. A
Yeah.
tsunami wave, not water as in placid.
well, you have a reach. Right now, there could be people listening to this show, 10,000
Hopefully
miles
there's
away. Yes,
a lot of
hopefully
them.
in Hamburg, Germany. But yeah, we have the ability now as artists to instantly reach people,
Yeah.
where we never had that ability, and yet there's a billion people doing it at the same time. So attention spans are kind of shrinking along the way.
No,
There's
it's
a
true.
lot of stuff out there, but it is a challenge for us how to be true to ourselves. And at the same time, be able to pay bills, be able to do it as a vocation, have it as a career. You wear 20 different hats, and you got to wear them all well.
No, and you know that.
Yeah,
As long as
Yeah.
17 years old till now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Julie has a few books. Actually, she gifted me this one when Wayne Dyer passed away.
Yes.
And I was visiting Julie, and I did read it from cover to cover, and she had she has a little it's a page and a half,
Yeah, a
or
little
couple
chapter,
pages.
yeah.
But all of them are just pet chapters.
Yes.
But this is fantastic, Seizing Your Success. This is also, and Jake, I know I have these on the sheet, but you don't have to show them. I think you can
Oh,
see them.
there they are.
This is, okay, The Path to Personal Success and Freedom. Oh. Turning Hurdles into Stepping Stones. And this was, 10 years ago or something?
Yeah, that came out in Valentine's Day in 2005.
And
Yeah.
then, but your newest book, this is from 2014.
Yes, that's.
And this is Creativity Business Plan for Artists and Artists at Heart, a step-by-step guide for discovery to implement the implementation of your creative potential. So this is actually, tell us a little bit about your latest book, Julie, because I think it's most relevant
Yeah, that
to
is,
now. A lot of things that happened since 10 years ago, so
Yeah,
this is
it has, but
important.
that's basically like Wayne Dyer you mentioned.
Yeah.
And he always said that we're spirit first, having a human experience.
Exactly, yeah.
And as artists, we're basically right brain. They say everything is with the right brain, the visionary, the imagination. So what we need to do is, as spirit beings who have limitless potential, is to tap into the left brain and make those two
Make
work
'em happen.
cohesively,
Mhm.
And that's what I teach and I consult on. Is like, if you can tap that energy and bring it together, then not only can you create and be phenomenal at creating your, whatever is your music, your canvas, your sculpture, but also be able to promote it. Because as spirit, there's, you can create like that wallpaper. That's amazing. And, it's like, what's next? What's the next level? There is no blockage. It's just let it live, fly free.
Okay, we're going to go to Abe's video. Jake. Abe. Abe's video, because this is recent. This is your newest released EP, right?
Yes.
And how many? There's 6. Is there 6 songs on there?
5 songs.
5 songs on there.
Yep.
And they're fantastic. Oh my goodness! So you have to check it out. And also, that is who is the record label?
Abeness Records on that. It's self-released. Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of my segue. This is a self-released, self-promoted, self-everything album, and this is a fantastic video. And you can talk about who helped you with it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you did it on your cell phone, who knows? People do.
Oh yeah, my friend Karuna Tanahashi is a fellow fire spinner and also great
Fellow fire spinner.
She's a great
Can
video
you say
editor
that one
and
more
director.
time?
Fellow fire spinner.
Oh my
I got
gosh,
lots
that's
of
so
them.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
we're gonna take a look.
Can't count on me for love and can't count on me for fun. Don't come to me for all happiness, 'cause I ain't got none. No, I ain't got none. I work early every morning, rise and shine. I come home late in the evening, I just keep losing time. Yeah, I just keep losing time. You can't come to me for love and you can't come to me for fun. But don't come to me for happiness, 'cause I ain't got none. No, I ain't got none. I work early every morning, rise and shine. I come home late in the evening, I just keep losing time. Yeah, just keep losing time. Can't afford to burn out, but don't wanna fade. Not nothing to do if I had it made. Try to keep focused, just get the job done. But I keep thinking about how I got to where I am today. Yeah, I live the products of my yesterdays. The pattern comes back and I'm on my way. Guilt and fear, yeah, it's all the same. I gotta live with that voice that knows me by name. Listen, you hear him speak my name. Before loving. You can call me don't come to me for happiness. I ain't got none. Well, baby, don't rush and don't delay. I know I'm acting like that way. Stand by me, you gotta stand strong. Come on now, the long gone.
Okay, welcome back. Okay.
Wow.
Doesn't that
Beautiful.
like say a lot, right?
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
like you're trying to juggle everything, and the time's ticking. It's just kind of relevant to what we're even talking about, and relevant to the times. It's just like, what do you do as creatives? We have to keep going. We have to just keep going, keep doing it. That's
That's the feeling, pretty much. The end of the song, yeah.
the end of the song. That's the
like,
feeling.
Yeah, panic. It builds.
Okay, so was this 2014? Yeah. Adam, you painted a piece about that, about the music industry. A commentary on how challenging it has become to secure a record deal in this new digital
I have a
world.
younger brother that's a very talented musician and plays almost every instrument there is to play. And I grew up in Hollywood, so I know what it's like to have friends striving and very talented friends that are writers, composers. They play their instruments masterfully, and struggle to be heard. And
Isn't it weird? There's so much talent. I mean, I see it all the time because I'm always looking. You know, I'm scouting for people on the show, and there is an amazing amount of talent in all creative genres, and these people are incredibly passionate about what they're doing and what they're saying and what their expression, and it's it's not being seen as much as it should be seen. My main motivation for the show is for them to be seen. In my opinion, this is the best venue, right? Media, visual and audio, and that you can go to live or archived on your cell phone or whatever device you happen to have. This is what T Radio V is all about, and this is important for us as creative people to be seen, because it's super hard to be seen now.
Well, the wrong people have the controls. The buttons are in the wrong hands.
And who can fix that, if anybody can?
Well,
the creatives that have the voice
we
that
do.
can make it happen. We can make it happen.
well, we are, and you are with this show.
You know what? But it takes every creative to do that, to express yourself, put it out there however you can. But Abe, you're a yes woman. You want to do yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. And those people, and Adam, you said yes. Okay, yeah, sounds great. Julie, of course, yes.
Yes, of course.
And as a creative, you have to do that. You want to be seen? Yes, of course I do. Yes. You want to show yourself? Yes, I do. And we have 3 minutes and 26 seconds, so I want to hear Abe do something. You can do whatever you want. You can, and now that I put you totally on the spot, you can play that keyboard. You can sing a cappella. You can play that flute, because she can do it all. But I don't hear any music coming out of it.
If this works, we'll use the keyboard. If the keyboard doesn't work, we'll do a cappella.
It's fantastic. Isn't that great?
All right, well, I'll play flute and sing because
you're a
that works
superhero.
right now.
And if the firemen would allow it, you could do some fire dancing. But I don't think
Right.
that's probably
it's a little more limited.
Probably
with
up
the
to
venues.
code.
So let's see. I'm going to do, this will be total improvisation because you like that.
That's
it's
beautiful.
It's a second track off the EP, and it is written about downtown and changing areas, so I probably won't get through the whole song, but this will be a never-before-done version of Ghosts.
That's
Ooh,
beautiful.
Ghost. I like that.
Perching square on my lofty windowsill, perch concrete and steel above downtown merchants. I gaze through dusty glass, overdated neon, people digging through trash. What do I choose to take in the view? Say to the people in this room, here I am, trapped in my head again. I build myself a bridge back into the world with these words. Got a part in these streets, a history of debris, these walls where dust still falls. They say every house has got a ghost. You can make peace with it, you can stay here if you can make peace with it. You can stay. People ice skating, families and lovers coming and going, in urban canyon draped with shining signs, restaurants, jewelers and showtimes. Now how many ghosts must walk these streets, haunt these walls where karma still calls on us to act out the inverse of our past? These streets, a history of debris, these walls where dust still falls. They say every house has got a ghost. If you can make peace with it, you can stay here. If you can make peace with it, you can stay.
guys like it, don't you?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Blown away.
Yeah, Abe's the bomb. You just are. You're so great. Thank you for coming, Abe.
Thank you
Okay,
for
so
having
where can we find you, Abeness?
Yes, Abeness, AEBNESS.com.
She's a good example,
everything's
right,
there,
Julie?
Upcoming shows, all that
Definitely.
stuff.
She, she sees a hurdle and she just overcomes it or goes around it. But the main thing is to keep going. Determination. That's what got you here. And besides great, amazing talent.
I thought of you with those lyrics, though, as I was singing them this time. Lots of
yeah.
things of the past and moving through them. So.
Well, and Julie
Thank
actually
you.
clears houses too, so,
Yeah, I
which
know.
was
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
You heard
Yeah.
those lyrics, I'm sure, right?
You
Those
know,
lyrics.
If you have a ghost, who are you gonna call? Julie Belmont.
Yeah, Julie Belmont. So she's at the Chakra Shack. If you if you can look her up there. She's there on when are you there?
Tuesdays. Tomorrow from 11 till 3 p.m.
And she's amazing. I'm serious. I see
Thank
Julie.
you.
That's how I
Thank
know
you.
her. So
Really?
yeah. And
No
Adam,
idea.
yeah,
Wow.
you could totally
You
go see
clear
her.
houses.
Well, she
I
does
do-
more than that.
Yeah, I
She's
do
yeah,
that.
she does lots of stuff. Okay, so Adam, where can we
Yeah.
find you? AdamStone.com.
Wow. Well, I've got a 3-day show coming up the day after Thanksgiving. 3-day show coming up Thanksgiving weekend in Palm Springs, California. And let's see, after that, what do I have going on? I've got a few months off to just paint and try to discover a new body of work. And I'm looking forward to getting in touch with some of my muses, wherever they might be. I'm calling them now for some new inspiration. So.
Okay, cool. Okay, Julie, where can we find you besides the Chakra Shack in Laguna Beach, California?
Well, you can check at juliebelmont.com, and I also have a new website that I'm working on. Is juliebelmontswritingworld.com.
And this woman is a writer and also an artist herself and a coach. So check her out. Check us all out. Okay, and anybody, www.wetpuzzlepiece.com. You can check it all out there, and we'll see you next week. Another great episode coming up, so check it out.
You are watching T Radio Me, Radio and TV.